Hello everyone, my name is Kirby G with Kirby G's Points and Miles. I just want to make a quick little video discussing why, for most people, spending multipliers, they don't matter. I've wanted to make this video for a long time before I even really thought about having a YouTube channel. I see a lot of people really dig into the difference between 2x, 3x, 4x, or for our cashback folks, maybe 2 or 3% cashback, and really kind of feeling down that I used the wrong credit card on this purchase. It could have coded as 3% cashback, but I only put it on my 2x cashback card. And we really do not need to be majoring in the minors here. And I really just want to make a quick video looking at some annualized spend and looking at the difference between how many points you might actually get. First off, I do want to recognize that everyone's spend is different. And so I really just wanted to look at some averages here and kind of, build upon that. And then you on your own can look at your own spend and see, how many points am I getting each month in each category, and maybe annualize that as well. So the numbers here are just looking at the cost of an average single person's grocery expense for a month. You see 1X, they're getting 400 points a month. You put on a 2X card, getting 800 points a month, so on and so forth. I also want to look at what that is annualized. So you'll see if you're putting all of your grocery spend on a 1% cashback card, you're getting 4,800 points, or like I said, if it's cashback, you're getting $48. 2x or 2%, 9,600 points, $96. And then really when you look at the 3x and the 4x, and you can see that exponential growth, 14,000 points, 19,000 points. And obviously, bigger number is better. Well, you really have to take into account what is the actual difference between that? If we look at pure cashback, $144 versus $192, that's a $50 opportunity cost difference roughly. And while 4X is always better, we'll get into why, maybe you'd want to put that on a 3X card instead. Next, I wanted to look at that same grocery category for the average cost of a family of 4 in America. Again, that's roughly $1,200. Your mileage may vary. I know some families that spend, maybe closer to $2,000, and maybe if you're really looking to budget, maybe that's down to, $600, $700. It really depends on who you are and, what your family looks like. But again, if we look at the difference between, monthly and yearly earned points, you really start to see those numbers kind of snowball. The difference between 43,000 points and 57,000 points and 28,000 points. Obviously, a higher spend category or a higher spending multiplier will be better. But what does that truly mean? So like I just said, what do these numbers really mean? It is very easy to get a 3X dining and grocery credit card out there for no annual fee. Just a couple examples: the Saver card, Freedom Unlimited, give you 3X. Saver gives you 3X dining and groceries. Freedom Unlimited is just 3X on dining. But there's so many different cards out there that you can get. I wouldn't worry too about it. You should always be targeting 3X for food spend. But what about 4X? What about the Amex Gold card? There is a $325 annual fee there. So you kind of have to do the math or look at your spend and see if it works for you. Sometimes it might not be readily apparent. Maybe the credits work better or worse for you than you originally thought. Just take a few minutes, look at that, and if it works for you and you put enough spend in those 4X categories where maybe the annual fee doesn't even matter. Maybe you're spending $2,000 a month on food and you easily make up that $325 difference. I don't know, that's something that you have to look at for yourself. But what I really want the purpose of this video to be is that when you are looking at your spending multipliers, it's not necessarily about maximizing them for optimal spend. At the end of the day, the whole point of this game is to get the most points or cash back possible. And what's the best way to do that? Sign up bonuses. As I say here, but wait, what about the opportunity cost? More points are better, and sign up bonuses will always beat multipliers. I just wanted to use one simple example out there of the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Right now it has a 75,000 Ultimate Rewards points offer for 5K spend in 3 months. Now let's forget about all the multipliers on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Let's just say you had a $5,000 expense that you needed to put. And you just put it all on the CSP, and that's the only thing that you do. Well, you'll get the 5,000 points for your 1X spend, plus another 75,000 points for meeting the welcome offer. You'll get 80,000 UR points for $95 of extra spend. Let's say that $5,000, you were already going to spend that, so let's throw that out of the way. It's just an extra $95 of spend that you wouldn't have done to pay for the annual fee, and you get 80,000 points in return. Now let's see somehow you were getting 4X on that $5,000 purchase. Let's say it was, $5,000 grocery bill. For that one purchase, you get 20,000 points. Well, 80,000 points, and let's just knock off 10,000 points because for the annual fee. That's not really how that works, but let's just say that happens. 70,000 points is a lot more than 20,000 points. Now, some caveats. I just want to say everyone's spend is different. Maybe $1,200 a month on groceries sounds insane to you. Maybe you're double that. I don't know. I just wanted to throw some simple numbers out there, do some math, and kind of show. And just show a few examples. And then nextly, you can't always be working on a sign-up bonus. If you're opening up 4 credit cards every month and the spend requires 3 months to do those 4 cards, you get pretty close, but I do recognize that not everyone wants to have the same kind of crazy high velocity as some of us who are really deep into the credit card game. And you really just need to take a look at your personal situation and decide, is the opportunity cost of opening up a new credit card worth it versus just putting it on my normal spend. Someone with pretty low spend outside of my rent, I'm always looking at a new sign-up bonus so I can be maximizing my point outtake. A couple of years from now, when I do think about maybe buying a house, maybe that'll change and I'll have to look at the cards that I have and determine, do I have an optimal setup for my spend? And then from there, I can make some decisions. But right now, I'm looking at where can I get the most points so I can take the most amazing vacations possible. You really have to determine what your goals are and then let that lead your credit card acquisition. Also want to just kind of highlight cashback. I'm not really too concerned about cashback unless it's some type of 5x cashback category. But for those of you people out there who have 4 custom caches and a US Bank Smartly card that is still grandfathered into its old rules, and you're getting 4 or 5% cash back on everything, all the power to you. You guys are already winning. So what about cent per point? And I really think that is a different discussion for a different video. In this video, I just really kind of want to highlight, your points acquisition opportunity cost. And obviously, sign-up bonuses will be better than spending multipliers. But as you saw from the one of my first slides, the difference between groceries for a single person at most might be $50 over the course of an entire year. And while $50 is $50, and I'd like to have an extra $50, you really should not be worrying about the differences between spending multipliers unless your spend is extremely high. If you accidentally put something on a 2x card instead of a 3x card, don't worry about it. It probably doesn't matter. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to thank you. Love it if you gave it a like, comment, subscribe. Love to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I'd also love to hear some of your credit card hot takes. Thank you again, and don't forget to have a great rest of your day.